Sherif, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you took your time out of your day to come see me, and I'm really excited to learn about you, your history, and how you got involved with dance music, and how did you end up in Florida?
Very good question. That's a very good question. So,
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Egypt, in
Okay.
Alexandria. I got involved in the dance music in 1999
In Egypt?
in Egypt, in Alexandria. It's kind of a lot of my friends that I know, and they're like very good friends for me till now. They started the dance music scene in Egypt, so they started booking the big DJs. So the first event I remember they threw there, it was Fragma. She is an artist like Sonique. So this is when I started the dance music, and then I learned myself taught myself, I mean, how to play music, and bought a turntables and a mixer, and then bought a controller with the CDs after that, and I just taught myself step by step, and of course by learning from the DJs that they book.
What was life like growing up in Egypt versus America? I've never been out of the country, so
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't grow up in America, so I don't know how it is it like, but yeah, and Egypt was awesome. I mean, um, life has been awesome till now.
okay.
I went to a British school along with my friends that I know right now, because all my friends that I know right now, I'm very close to them. We knew each other because we know each other since we were in school or college.
Okay.
Then I graduated from that. I went to a college 4 years in Egypt.
Okay.
Um, Everything was awesome, like pretty much. I think it's gonna be the same style like here, like.
Is it super strict? Because I feel like American kids are wild. Like I know how I grew up and pretty.
In which way? You mean yes? I mean yes or no?
Okay.
Because we are also wild there, but in a different way. Like we didn't have we don't have like dorms in the college like
Okay.
here. You know what I mean? We don't have the crazy mentality that you're in college. You have to like fuck shit up, everywhere.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? No,
Okay.
we didn't have that, but we were wild in a different way. But yeah, no, life being born and raised in Egypt. I lived all my life there. I moved out from Egypt probably when I was like 27, 20, 26, 27.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like all my life I've been living there.
What made you want to come to the United States?
Well, it's a good question. So I left Egypt to live in Dubai. So the first job I got in Egypt, it was for Heineken,
Okay.
the beer company. So I worked there for 4 years, and then I got an offer. One of the biggest facility management companies in Dubai, and I said, you know what, why not just go make my career there? And at the time, it was kind of like all my friends also they had jobs there, so I was not like gonna be alone over there. I
Right.
had a lot of friends, a lot of people, some family. So I said, let's do it. So I went to Dubai. I lived there 8 years, and when I lived there, I decided to ask because I'm a citizen,
Okay.
because my dad was a citizen since like I'm young. So I told my company, hey, you guys are like it's an American company. So my company that I used to work for, we used to feed the U.S. Army and the NATO in Afghanistan. So they're one of the army contractors
Oh wow.
in Dubai. But our base was in Dubai. So I used to go to Afghanistan pretty much every month, like for 2, 3 times. It was the war at the time. It was bad. Yeah.
I was not expecting you to say
Yeah.
that.
So.
Was that stressful?
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, it depends where I go. So if I go to Kandahar, the air base, it was easy. But if I go to Kabul, the city, it was very tough. Sometimes we used to wear Afghani just to make a camouflage.
Yeah.
So the Afghanistan people doesn't know that the U.S. Army and we got bombed.
Was it difficult to see a lot of that stuff? I mean, did you ever see unpleasant things and
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. No, no, I never saw. I was not really involved. I was not
Okay.
an FOB. So the FOBs is pretty much they call it the forward on base. Those
Right.
are the real people that they go really and
Do the stuff.
and interact with the
Okay.
war. But I was working on the kind of like the office side or the when it's in Kandahar, it used to be the air base. So the only thing that I used to see is the emergency alarms
Okay.
for the rockets.
Right.
So pretty much, yeah. I remember one time it was funny. I was like taking a shower in my bunker, and as soon as you hear that, you gotta be within 7 seconds under the bunker. Whatever you're doing, you can't. There's no. Okay, let me get the
Yep.
shampoo off. You're gonna die. You're gonna be that. So I was taking a shower, and then all of a sudden I heard that, and I was like, I ran with my towel, and I had
Oh
to
my
run under
God.
the bunker. It took me like 7.5 seconds or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then it was normally, because there's like in the air base, it used to be there's like sensors from the U.S. Army that
Right.
they will sense if there's a rocket coming. So you're pretty much limited. You have a specific time to run. There's no hold on. I'll be right back. You know what I mean?
You
No,
have
you
to.
have to be in the
Wow.
mode. So this is the only thing that I experienced, but I never saw like
Action.
people, yeah, action or no.
Okay, wow. That I was not expect. I always like when I'm surprised because I never would have thought that. So you were in Egypt, then you went to Dubai,
Correct.
and then you were the military contractor doing the food and
Correct.
stuff.
I did that for a while, for 8 years, and then I decided to ask them if I can move to the U.S. office because pretty much Afghanistan was one of the most important contracts that we
Right.
had, but we had other countries, right? So I took my master's in supply chain while I'm there in Dubai as well through my company. So I asked them, hey, can I go to the U.S. office? He said, you know what? Sure, you can. I was like, okay, where am I going to live? Where do you want me to live? They said, you know what? You're going to work on the oil and gas offshore drilling rigs, the department of. So we used to feed like BP, Mobil, ExxonMobil. It's, Aramark.
No, I did not expect this
Oh,
from
really?
you.
Okay.
Like, because you're in renewable energy now.
Now, correct.
Okay, so I'm not. This whole food thing is just throwing me for a loop.
Facility
and,
management, correct, yes.
And I have some ties to oil and gas with construction, but I just wasn't
Expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did that. So
Okay.
I told them, okay, so where I'm going to live, they said, you know what, Sherif, as long as you report to the heliport, take the helicopter offshore. We don't care where you're going to live. So I chose St. Pete because I have before I decide to move here, I used to come on vacations pretty much to see my family every
Right.
year. So I chose St. Pete because the weather is awesome. It's like I used to come every year to visit my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So I said the day I'm gonna move, it's gonna be St. Pete. So it worked out perfect. So I told him, all right, no problem. I moved to St. Pete, and then I started working. So I used to do first every 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. So I fly from here to Louisiana, and then I go from Louisiana to a hotel. A driver come pick me up. I go to the heliport, take the helicopter offshore. I stay there for 2-3 weeks, and then come back for 3 weeks off. So it was varying. Sometimes I did. Sometimes I got stuck. I had to go bring a rig from Trinidad, and the weather was so bad we can't go back home by helicopter. Neither a service boat. So I stayed 2.5 months in the water. So it was very tough life. So I said, you know what? I did that for 3 years.
Okay.
Said I can't really. I've been working now 11 years with the same company, and I want to change careers, and I can't do the offshore anymore. I have no life basically.
Right, it's hard to have
like
relation-
prison. Pretty much it's prison.
But I feel like you set yourself up very well. Like,
Definitely, that of
you-
course.
yeah.
I'm not. I don't regret a second.
Right.
I learned, but at the point, sometimes you're sitting on the rig, and I was like, oh
You
my
gotta
god,
get outta here.
what the hell?
With
you
all
have
these
no
guys.
phone, you have no internet,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You can't over there. It's like no joke.
Yeah.
It's like tougher than prison when you're offshore, especially after the oil spill of the Deepwater Horizon.
right.
So all the safety is very hard, So for me to get accepted to work offshore to begin with, doesn't matter where, I had to take 9 classes. So those 9 classes, I had to go to a facility in Louisiana to take those, which is one of them firefighting, and then anti-gas, or like it was like a carbon monoxide.
You want to know something funny?
Sure.
I used to be a safety director
Okay.
of
great.
a very large construction
Okay, so
company. Yes.
Falcon, or
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so we used to go to Falcon
Okay.
facility, and I stay there. I have to do the water survival. So
Yeah.
they put you in a helicopter, they drop you in the water, and so I did all that. Right. Started working offshore, and then all of a sudden, my boss said, "You know what, man? Now you need to have your. I think they got me like a. It's called merchant mariner or something like that, like a passport that I can pretty much go offshore on any flag." So I found out that here in the U.S., not every rig is an American flag. There is, for example, a rig is a Norwegian flag, is a German flag. So I found out that I have to take those 9 classes, but for every flag.
Oh God. That's too much.
I was like, yeah, that's a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, like I didn't have life basically. So, for example, I used to rent a house. So pretty much sometimes I used to pay the rent for 2-3 months, and I'm not even in the house.
So during this time when you were traveling, did did you even do music, or was music not even?
Oh
a
yes,
thing?
all the time. So
Okay.
the music was involved in my life starting 1999 and never stopped.
Okay.
Okay, in Dubai, in Egypt, in the airport, anyway, in the bathroom, everywhere, the music was involved. That
Okay.
didn't stop ever. Then I said, you know what? Let me apply for jobs and see what I can do. So I applied for jobs, and Tesla was sorry. And I applied, and I worked for a company called I have to remember that name. So Tesla bought that company at the time, and it is I will remember it very soon. So I worked for that company, and then after 6 months, Solar Cities. The name is Solar City.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? Okay, now I used to work in the oil and gas industry, dirty energy. Let me move to the clean energy. So I worked for Solar City for 6 months, and then Tesla bought it. I worked for Tesla in the energy department, not the cars, for 6 years.
I feel like you are very similar to the Dos Equis man, the most interesting man on earth.
No, 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 not till that
Okay,
point.
so now.
It's just like my life was a good journey. It just happened like that.
Okay, so how was working for like the Tesla company?
It was awesome, actually. I mean, it was awesome and it was crazy because I'm one of the people that I started opening the Tampa office and
So you got to like see it at its infancy.
everything. I pretty much started it when it opened here, so it was at the beginning of their. They're not sure what they're gonna do. They're gonna open. They're gonna lose money,
Right.
and also our big boss was Elon Musk. So I love the guy definitely, but he used to take decisions like all of his weird decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he wakes up in the morning, hey guys,
You're doing-
you're fired, for example, or hey, we're opening this department. So it was unpredicted,
Oh wow.
unpredicted business. You know, but it was
Right.
awesome. I still learn from it. Then I decided to stay in the energy department. I did that for 6 years, and then last year I worked in the car department. And then he decided that he will eliminate that position in the whole company. So he woke up one day and he pretty much fired about 3,000 employees on a phone call. Hey guys, nice to meet you. Thank you for your service.
He just did that a few weeks ago.
He does it every 2 days, I believe, or maybe every 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no problem. And luckily, I joined the company called Sunrun. I worked
Okay.
for them for a while. It's a big company with Costco as well and Lowe's,
Oh wow.
their joint venture. I did that for 2 years, and then I worked for ADT Solar. So the ADT security company.
Right.
So I was a territory manager for the state of Florida, and now I work for the manufacturer itself. So my company that I work for now, it does the manufacturing of the semi-intelligent semiconductors. So the semiconductors are the solar panels, inverters, battery storages. So my company is the one that they manufacture those and sell it to the small companies.
Okay.
So I work on the utility scale side and commercial side. So I'm thinking running the whole U.S. market now. That's my
That's your goal.
that's my journey in my professional career.
Okay.
Music was following me all this journey.
And you just always had done music.
Always.
Okay.
Oh, I found like especially when I was offshore. There's nothing else to do that beside like listening to music. You know what I mean? I download everything before I go there, like thousands of songs, so I can listen to it there. Record my sets on a software there because I couldn't take my controller. And then after that, yeah. So it's follow me till now.
Who are a few of your favorite artists that really inspired you to get into the
Good question.
electronic
So first,
music?
number one is Sander Kleinenberg, and he is one of the biggest artists in global underground. So I met him in 2002, and then actually I met him 2 weeks ago here. He got booked by one of my friends,
Okay.
and I was really really happy to see him because he's one of the artists that inspired me in the music scene in general. So pretty much to answer the question, all the global underground artists at the time, which is Danny Howell, Sander Kleinenberg, Dave Seaman, Sasha, Satoshi Tomi, Danny Tenaglia, all global underground team are the one that inspired me to play music. Deep Dish,
Wow.
yes.
And do you curate a lot of your sets? Do you pull from other artists? Do you produce your own? I mean, or do
No,
you
I don't
know-
produce my own. I just listen to the music. I like the track. I will save the track and I will play it.
Okay.
Or you know what I mean? Like yeah, I don't produce. I'm working on that, but I really don't have time at all, to be honest.
I was gonna say, yeah, I
Yeah,
see your
yeah.
Instagram stories. You're kind of like out flying your plane. You're out at a party.
Yeah, something. You know,
We always
either
are.
flying, working at a party, or yeah, I'm also doing my private pilot license now.
Oh, so you're working on that.
Yeah, to be a pilot.
Okay.
A private pilot. So also that taking a lot of my time. But the good thing about it, I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I don't have really a set schedule. So whenever I feel like flying, I can just go to my website, or the airport website, and book a plane, book an instructor, and fly for like an hour, 2, 3, it depends.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Because you have to get so many hours, right?
You have to get so many hours, correct? And
Yeah.
then staying away from flying for a while, it's not good because you really forget stuff. So let's say, for example, the minimum hours that you have to take is 40 hours.
Okay.
Right? You not after the 40 hours, you didn't graduate. Maybe you need 5 hours more on your landing, 7 hours more on your takeoff. Like there's a lot into it. You know what I mean? So you can pretty much finish after like 80 hours.
Okay.
80, but it depends on what the
Okay.
instructor will tell you. So the good thing about it, it's flexible. I can do it anytime
Yeah.
I want, but I have to study a lot as well.
Is your goal to have your own plane?
Why not? That's not like
Okay.
why not? I mean, after asking my friends that they own planes here, I thought it's really expensive, and I thought to maintain a plane is very expensive. But I found that it's not really that expensive that people think. Like
Okay.
for 20K, you can get a plane, for example.
Okay.
But it's not on my plans for the next 2-3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but why not?
So just learning right now.
Just want to learn first and then be good pilot, and then I can decide. And the good thing is I have a lot of my friends here that they own planes.
Yeah.
So I pretty much ask them if I can fly with them or fly it. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like, oh my God, I need a plane. Like it's available. You know?
Yeah, that's great that you have that option.
Correct. Correct.
So going back to music, where have you played here in Florida? And I know I've seen you at a couple of the One of Us events.
Correct.
And what are your favorite places to play at?
Very good question. So of course, One of Us events are like the owners of One of Us. They're very good friends of mine. You know, like Dora and Justin and all the team. You know, all the team that they work for One of Us is very, very great team, and they're all good friends of mine. So I love playing for One of Us events. Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel it's like family. Late night flights, of course, because Curtis and Jason are actually the first two people that I knew when I moved to the States. So when I moved to the States, the next day I woke up to St. Pete, I Googled house music downtown St. Pete, and then Club Push popped up, you know. So I said, you know what?
They were
going.
your first
The
contact?
first people I arrived, Club Push, I believe there was a room downstairs, and then you go upstairs to the rooftop. I go upstairs and I found Jason and Kurt playing, and I ran to the DJ booth. Hey bro, this is Sherif from Egypt. I just moved here yesterday. Where's the after party? It's like, what?
Where's the after?
Yeah,
That's
and
so
then-
crazy.
And then since then, they're like, these are so. And I said, One of Us late night flights. Everyone here, I'm in a good like relationship with. Right?
Yeah.
I play everywhere. There's some places that I never been before, like for example the Ritz. I never been to the Ritz.
I don't think you're missing much.
Yeah, I know. That's
Sorry.
what it is.
Sorry if I offended anybody.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I never been
They're
there.
a different vibe. They're a different vibe now.
Amphitheater or the Amp or something like that.
I don't think that's around anymore, but the Ritz is more of a like that bass head music.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it's really heavy stuff.
Okay, but I never been to the venue too. I never saw the venue itself.
The
you know.
venue's not bad.
The
You know,
venue's
I
good.
mean, I like the venue. I just don't like the artist they book.
Okay, and it's just recently the last hallucination party I went first time in 13 years to the castle. I love the castle.
I heard that party was crazy.
Yeah, I love the castle because the castle is kind of like the real ravers there, like the people going on a mission.
I've never been there. I'm kind
Yeah, really? Okay, so you should. It's a very good experience. Also, the resident there is a good friend of mine, Brian Busto.
Oh, we love Brian.
Yeah,
we love
so
Brian.
yeah, he's a good friend of mine. So I was like really happy to go there.
Yeah.
He was happy to go there. So it's a different experience.
Okay.
But as I said, I like to play either in a bar or in a club. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really a festival person
Okay.
in general. I used to go to festivals a long time ago, but in Europe or something like that. But been a while I didn't go. The only festival I would go to now is Burning Man. And
You would do Burning Man?
Oh yeah, probably I'm gonna do it with my friends soon. The next event, I'm talking with them about it.
See, I'm kind of a princess.
Okay.
So
Exactly, this is the same thing.
Like,
I
I just-
like to be comfortable. That's why I don't like the festivals. You know why I stay in the middle of any festival for two. I like to like chill sometimes in the AC. I can't be.
Yeah.
What if I want to go to the bathroom? You know,
Yeah.
you have to walk for 55
Or you don't like- do you really
million
wanna
miles.
share?
Sorry.
do you want to share a bathroom with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I like to be comfortable. Just if I
Okay.
want to take a nap,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I want to do something, but that's why I don't like the festival because
Okay.
I just not comfortable, not something else, not. Plus the music, like now most of the festivals are like EDM and stuff like that, so I can't be really sitting in a tent and I'm hearing music that not pleasing for my ears for 8 hours and I have no option to leave.
See, we were talking about Groove Cruise, and
In
I,
Croatia or
no,
that's here?
Groove Cruise
Oh yes.
leaves off of Miami, and there's a couple local artists and producers that actually have played it, but it's about going, and I'm like, music is going 24/7, and you're on a boat, you can't get off, and it's like,
Well, I will do that if there's a bedroom with an AC
right.
and there's a kitchen that they serve food. I would do that.
They probably have all that.
Yes, definitely, because it's a cruise. But
Yeah.
in the middle of a festival, or that pretty much festivals are, it's a jungle, desert, farm.
It's a jungle
It's not
desert.
like something. So that's not really convenient for me as a person.
Yeah.
But nothing against the festival itself. So I'm a more a club guy.
Yeah.
So I would play anywhere.
I like a good club. I miss PTL.
Yeah, was awesome.
Yeah,
Wow. Yes.
I miss the PTL days just because it was such a small club,
Yes.
and I felt like Linden and Late Night Flights, they brought
Yeah. I
in
mean,
really,
his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Of course.
felt like they brought in really great artists. I do like the Hyde Park Cafe
I love Hyde Park as well. Yes.
because
Alvaro, I think he's the one taking care of the house music there. I believe Alvaro Monez.
I know Brian's done a couple shows there
Correct.
too, but Hyde Park Cafe is a vibe because it's so small and it's just like everybody's there is.
I agree with you. I played there 3 times.
Yeah.
Pedro, also may his soul rest in peace, booked me like 3 times before,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that place. They used to make house music every Tuesday or Thursday. I don't really remember the day, but it was a weekday.
Yeah.
And it was the house music night. It used to be awesome. I believe Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Hyde Park. Yeah.
I like Saigon.
Yeah. So
Saigon's
Saigon, I'm a
fine.
resident there.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I play there every second Sunday
Okay.
of every month. So
So every second Sunday.
yeah, June 9th is the next one.
Okay.
So I love Saigon a lot because the manager of Saigon is a couple, and he's a really, really good friend of mine that I know from the past 12 years since I moved here. Yet, because when I moved here, how did I get involved in DJing here? I started playing in bars. So at the time, there was no people doing DJing at bars. So I started at Trist, downtown St. Pete. So I played there for 3 years.
Really?
Yes, and then after Trist, I played at Copper Shaker for 2 years.
Okay.
And then after Copper Shaker, I played at Dio, downtown Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
So I played for about 4 or 5 years every weekend. I really didn't have weekends for myself, pretty much. So it was kind of like work all the time.
Did you find that hard to balance a personal life? Because
Yes.
I always like
Very
to
hard.
ask my guests on my show, you know, how do you balance keeping your head straight? Because a lot of us work a full-time job and we do our craft on the side, and then you add a relationship on that. It's really difficult.
You can't maintain it. That's it. You're done. If you did that, you're done. So yeah, it was very hard. To be, I mean, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes I used to get tired. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to listen to music anymore. I'm done. I'm good. I just need like a week with no headphones. Sometimes I feel like I just want to stay in bed on a weekend. I don't want to go out. So you couldn't do all that. You had to go because it's work.
Yeah.
And this is how I pretty much got a little bit known here in the city. But when this is how it started, by Trist and then Copper Shaker, then D. This is how people started to know me. And then my friends from Late Night Flights, Jason and Lyndon, may his soul rest in peace, they started at Shikoro after Push.
Yes.
So they put me on the lineup. I started to play also open for big DJs. My friend Dor, I used to make parties with him before one of us. He started to do one of us, so I also started to be on the lineup. Plus my previous parties that I played in Middle East before I even moved here. So I started to build that profile step by step.
That's really interesting because you were one of the OGs of Tampa, of starting off in Tampa. I mean, because now Tampa's got so many artists, but you were one of the.
Correct.
you were
I
of
was
the
one
first-
of. I don't want to call myself an OG, but
Right.
I'm one of the people that started the idea to play music in bars.
Yeah.
Like most of it, no one was playing at Trist or like right now everyone like exit bar now,
Yeah.
So I love that.
Exit bar's a vibe.
Everywhere is nice, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with any venue itself. You know what I mean? The only place that really gets on my nerves is any place without an AC.
Yeah.
So I can't be in the summer just like going to a dance. I don't like. Doesn't matter which venue.
Yeah.
If there's no AC, I'm not happy.
Um, what's that party Door did at Halloween, the factory? That was a nice venue.
Halloween, the factory
Yes.
that was Hernan Catania. No, sorry, I don't. Who was the artist?
Camel Fat.
Camel Fat.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Were you there for that?
Of course. I mean, I've been there for like 90% and of the parties, and I want to say that, to be honest, like Door and one of us team, they always do like great job in
Yeah.
all the events. You know,
Yeah.
I don't. I have favorites for myself,
Of course,
but
we
favorites
all do.
because I was like with my friend, just like good time
Yeah.
and good moments. But all of them are the same. Like Monshak, for example, Art Bet for
Yeah.
me are one of the best two events that I had fun in. Not that the event was good. All of the events were good. Make sense? But yeah,
Yeah.
they kill it. They kill it.
And I feel if anyone from the One of Us crews listening, as a woman, I always feel safe at the events, and I think
Yeah.
that says a lot about what kind of event you're hosting, what kind of party you're throwing.
Correct.
So I always feel safe, and I always feel welcomed.
They
and
really do a great job. The crowd there is very good people,
Yeah.
very well educated. They're no problems. Like for example, I never saw a fight in One of Us event, but me personally, you know.
So we had kind of a different experience. We had a table for Halloween,
Right.
and some kid was. It's always like a kid, right? It's never like
It's always a kid. It
Some
always
kid
starts
was
with a
like
kid.
you could tell something was starting to happen, and I couldn't believe how quickly, quietly, and professionally security got him out. It wasn't a big deal. Like it never even happened.
Wow, that's I mean, as I said, they handle
Yeah.
things professionally. I really and late night flights too. To be honest,
Yeah.
you know, like all the big event companies, everyone is killing it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, no one is doing a bad job or something. As I said, everyone is doing a great job. Everyone want to make it. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, and there's always something. There's always something now to do. There's always a
Always.
different place to see. Always
Always.
different artists to see.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, 24/7. But I think that's part of the charm in the Tampa Bay area now is we've got people really connecting. And I know I've met so many people I never thought I'd be friends with that I've just met through just going to shows or like I see an event pop up online.
Correct. The house music scene is always imagine how you're gonna be now without meeting like the house music scene.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you will be meeting or met half of the friends that you ever meet here. If you go out to like a commercial or a top 40 club, I don't think you will have the same
The vibe is
friends or
different.
vibes that you have right now. So the house music or the dance music scene is a unique
Yeah.
vibe.
So what kind of stuff do you like to play? Like what's your favorite stuff? What kind of music do you like to curate? I'm an experienced person.
Right.
I go for an experience. So what experience do you like to provide the audience?
I like my favorite, definitely first of all, house music. So I really like tech house music, deep minimal tech,
Okay.
deep underground, and I like deep funky house as well. I like funky I'm a vocal person, so I like vocals in my music.
Yeah.
You know, more than melodic. I love melodic techno too. It depends. I love progressive house. I love vocal trance, the old school trance. So anything pretty much above 125.
Okay.
You know, that's what I like, you know. I also listen to below that, but not too much time. I can't listen to 122 for like no, I'm a more uplifting person.
You play at Saigon. You played at Doors events. Have you done? I know we talked about this with Ketone and Alejandro, who were just
Right.
in here. Have you done the High Tide party? Have you played at the?
Yes,
High
I
Tide?
played once. The last one, not the last one, the one before, and I'm playing on June 15th on
Okay.
Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna play. I believe I'm gonna be closing. I just actually got a message today from Door that he just told me that. So the island party is a totally different vibe as well. It's awesome.
Oh wait, I have not been to an island party.
You
yet.
have to.
But I'm trying.
Yeah, you have to.
I've got to. I know. I've just got to go. So tell us like what the island parties are like.
So the island party is pretty much, I believe, like for example, if you want to go there, you go online and you gotta book your your event ticket, and that will include the ferry.
Oh, it does include the ferry.
Correct.
Okay.
And so the ferry will take you to the island. You will attend the party, and then actually the One of Us team, they will alert you by the ferry times that you will have to go back. I believe they have like kind of signs like, "Hey, it's time to go back." It's awesome. It's actually awesome. And the end of the day, it's a party on the island. So the weather is awesome. Very like the breeze is so nice. You can go swim in the water. I really like it. It's kind of like very private and very good people as well. Security is very good there, so you're gonna be. It's very safe as well.
Yeah.
Some people go with their own boats, which is fun. If you have a boat,
Okay.
you can go there. But it's like the island parties that you go in Europe, in Ibiza, for example.
Okay, I want to ask you about Ibiza.
Yes.
I've heard, I haven't been myself, so I can't judge it.
Okay.
But I heard it's very, very commercialized now, and it's not what it used to be. And if you really like the music, people are gravitating to Croatia now.
I don't think that's a fair statement, to
Okay.
be honest. I mean, no. I mean, no. Ibiza is still, it's a very huge hub. Actually, Croatia wanted to compete with Ibiza for a couple of years, and it did. But still, Ibiza is Ibiza at the end of the day.
Tell us about Ibiza.
So for me, I've been to Ibiza 2 times. One of them, I had like one of my friends. He's American. Actually, he made his wedding there. The other time, it was just both of them. I partied as well, of course. But like second trip was straight partying. Like I'm going there for a mission.
Yeah.
No, Ibiza is awesome. I mean, I always say to people like you really, if you didn't go to Ibiza, I don't think you really partied.
So
You
what
know,
are what are the clubs like, and is it all like every time I think of Ibiza, I think of really big artists, I think of a ton of different clubs and just beautiful women, and obviously party.
Beautiful everything, to be honest. Even the food there is nice, to be honest with you. Everything, the old school clubs, like Club Pasha, for example. It's in Ibiza. This is one of my favorites, and then High Ibiza, and that's one of my second favorites. The music, the vibe itself. I love the Spanish DJs.
Okay.
Their music is my style, which is really groovy house music, you know. So any club in Ibiza you walk to, you're gonna find it's always grooves. You know what I mean? There's always grooves. You're not gonna find here house music and then another club like crazy
Drum and
135
bass,
or
yeah.
150 or 160. No. It's all you feel that you're transitioning from a place to a place. Everyone going there, they understand dance music. So they, so the vibes are the same. Like you as a person, I go there, I feel like the person next to me is the same like me. He knows what's going on. We're coming here on a mission,
Yeah.
guys.
I like that. We're on a mission.
We want to get
We're on a
back home
mission.
safe, all of us. You know what I mean? Croatia is nice as well. I like Croatia. Dubai also is nice. Egypt, matter of fact, they have like the one of the biggest festivals, Sandbox.
Is that when they do that in front of the
No,
pyramids?
that's another event. The one in front of the pyramids called Cox.
Wait, that's what I'm thinking of as a set with Carl
For us.
Cox.
And Moshak played in front of the pyramids as well recently, last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Egypt is there's a lot of good. Lebanon, for example, in the Middle East, there's a lot of good countries that they really have good venues and they know really how to party. You know.
So, are they strict with their partying?
No.
Okay, no.
There's no restriction. When it comes to
Okay.
partying, there's no restrictions anywhere in the world.
Okay.
If you're going to a party, I mean, there's no restrictions. It's a party.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If the party started, that's it. It's like here, it's the same exact system and
I just I had a friend that went to Bali.
Okay.
And he told me that Bali had some very strict policies.
Okay.
And
Like?
if you partied and you were caught with anything, it was
Oh.
very bad.
Yes. This one, I don't know, to be honest. I don't
Okay.
know the rules of Bali, but that reminds me with Dubai. So Dubai, there's also, when it comes to that, you can't even think about it in Dubai. If you thought about it, you'd go to jail for 4 years. So it's
Really?
very, very strict in Dubai. It's no joke when it comes to that.
See, that's interesting because I would have thought like Dubai looks like this gorgeous party city, but so they have strict partying rules.
Yeah, oh yeah, so very, very strict. Maybe even more strict than Bali. I never been to Bali. I don't know, but I know Dubai because I lived there so I know exactly what they're thinking on how it's no joke. There's no, so yes, Dubai is a very party city, but very strict.
Do they serve alcohol there?
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's the good thing about it. That the only thing you can do, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah. But now I heard it's a little bit open.
Mm-hmm.
Never been for a while.
Yeah.
But that's what I heard. But still, it's no fun. You know.
Did you like living in Dubai?
Oh yes. Of course. I learned a lot. I lived with Dubai. There's more than 155 or 160 different nationalities who lives there. So I lived with a different diversity. I learned a lot. You know, you can't really walk in the street in Dubai and say, "Yeah, you know what? This person's from America or this person from Eton." No, you can't. You have to go ask. There's everyone speaks English there. Excuse me, but you can't really tell where they're from. You have to go ask. Hey man, where are you from? It's 155 different nationalities. So imagine you're living in that diversity. You know. So I learned a lot. You know, very luxurious, very professional. So
Right.
people are going there. They're going to work. They have a mission as well to go work. There's no homeless people there. There's a 0% rate of murder or what they want to
Crime.
call it, like 0%. There's a word
Homicide?
for it. Sorry.
Homicide?
No, not homicide. 0%. Like there's no stealing. There's no murdering.
So-
You know what I mean? It's like
So there's no crime.
the crime, 0%
Okay.
crime. Like so, they used to every year say, "Oh, this year was 0%, 0 point, I don't know, 1 point." So it's very safe. I never locked my apartment door, for example. So there is very good stuff in Dubai too. You know, I learned a lot for 8 years. You know, very professional, work-wise. I learned how to speak different languages, how to be very professional in work, how to do a lot of stuff. To be honest.
That's great.
Yeah, I
I
saw a lot
wish
of-
I had that experience.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it just my life journey just worked out like that. You know what I mean? It's very nice, and I loved it, and I learned a lot from it, and I'm still learning, of course. But yeah, it's Dubai is a very special city to my heart.
Is that one of your favorites then?
Yeah, of course, it's one of my favorites is Egypt, definitely. Like as a country.
Okay.
And then there's other favorites. I like Italy a lot. I like the States a lot. I like Dubai a lot. But yeah, my favorite country is Egypt, basically.
You know what makes me want to go to Egypt? Not the pyramids. Have you ever read the book The Alchemist?
I did not, but actually, I for the past 2 years I've been reading and studying Egyptology. So I'm about to graduate from from a class.
So you're still educating yourself.
Yeah, but it's not school. It's kind of like an online class.
Yeah, but I mean that's
Yeah, and then when I graduate, I should be Egyptologist, not an Egyptologist.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
I mean that's amazing.
So
You're like
I'm very well aware of my history
Yeah.
and how things work. So that's why the more I grow up, the more that I really get attached more to my country.
yeah.
You know.
And do you still have family over there?
Yes, my mother lives there, my dad lives there, but all my family, my friends, they're always here.
Mm-hmm.
So like for example, if I want to go to Egypt, oh my uncle's gonna be coming, my mom is gonna be coming, so I don't go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like all the time, there's people visiting. So.
Is Egypt a nice place?
Of course, I mean it's the oldest country in the world.
Yeah.
So it's the vibe there. It's like a lot of stuff in the world that we're using now and we're living on is created in Egypt.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine imagine when you go dance or you go to an event in the pyramids. It's totally different when you go in the pier.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah.
That's good, but that's totally different vibe. For example,
And do you have a big family? Are you an only child or you have
very
some-
big family. Oh my God. No. I mean, I have my brother.
Okay.
And my half brother. He's a Russian.
Okay.
But as a family as a whole, oh yes, I have a huge family, either from my mom's side and my dad's side.
Oh wow. Okay,
and
so
I
there's
love it.
always somebody.
There's always action
Okay.
in any country in the world.
See, like I wish I have a big family, but they're all up in just one state. Nobody's like
Okay.
Nobody's like I'm Italian, but like nobody's in Italy anymore.
Right.
My grandparents immigrated through Ellis Island.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
That's
interesting.
interesting.
And they didn't speak any English when they came here, and not like a dime to their name.
Right.
And then my grandfather was one of the most successful private home builders in the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, like to hear like how people immigrate to America, where they start off with, because like your journey is so different.
Correct.
You know, like that my grandparents were, or like maybe somebody that's coming like south of the border. It's just
Right.
Was it hard living in all these different places and starting over?
Not at all, actually. I mean, that's the thing for me. It wasn't that hard. Like some people say, "Oh my God, man, I can't believe you moved from a country to another country. I can't believe right now I wake up and they tell me, hey, you're going to live in Egypt, for example." It's totally no for
Right.
me. To be honest, at the beginning, yes, it was like I was like a little homesick when I went to Dubai, but that was like the first year or two, which is normal with human
Right.
beings. But after that was also like it was perfect because all my jobs that I worked, it required traveling, so I was not really feeling that
It's
gap.
normal for you.
It was normal for me. Like
Okay.
right now, I travel a lot. It comes to a point it's not like fun. Sometimes I got bored. You know what I mean? Like all the hotel smells the same, all the clubs, all the plane smells the same to me now. So
I'm sure you have
some
a
people
lot
say,
of.
"Oh my God, you're so lucky that you do that." No, actually, it's tiring. It's not,
I'm sure you have a lot of like flight miles.
not really.
No,
Not
not
really.
anymore.
Actually, I have it's hours. It's not miles. So actually, I have to now about.
No, I'm talking about like for all your travel. Like,
Oh, miles.
yeah,
I
your
thought
flight
for my
miles.
private license. I apologize. Oh yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I fly a lot here. I
You
don't
have
have a
to-
specific company that I used to follow. Or like I used to have that frequent flight with
Yeah.
Emirates. But after moving away from Dubai, here I take random flights. Like there's a million of companies.
Yeah.
So. But I did a lot of miles in the air in general.
So, do the people you work with know that you do music on the side?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and how
I
do
mean,
they accept that? Like,
I mean, that's my personal life. I believe they
Okay.
really don't have. I mean, it's not as long as it's not affecting my job.
yeah.
I mean, they hired me because they saw that I've been successful for the past 12 years, worked in the biggest companies in the world, so I think I'm doing something right here. You know what I mean? It just didn't come that easy. So no, that's not a problem at all. I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally my work comes first.
Yeah.
Or even that's why music is kind of like my full-time hobby, or I call it full-time passion or
Yeah.
hobby. Because if I do have work, I'm not gonna play somewhere. I finish work first, and then music comes second, and then flying comes third.
Now, have you only played in the greater Tampa Bay area? Have you done like Miami or other places?
Yes, I've played in Miami in a private party.
What was that like?
It was awesome. Miami's crazy. Miami's really.
I'm not
it's
a Mi-
really compared to Ibiza, a little bit. I compare it a little bit to Ibiza. Miami is crazy. Always, they're party 24 hours, 7 days a week.
I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for this, but I'm not a Miami girl.
Yeah. I mean,
Miami girl.
I won't live there. It's too much for me now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived in a lot of party cities, so
Yeah.
I'm now I want to chill a little bit. But definitely, I love Miami. It's necessary. Miami sometimes is necessary to go there. I need Miami sometimes.
Are you a club space person?
Any Club Space, of course, is one of the biggest clubs in the world. And
Yeah.
I really respect all the DJs. And of course, Club Space is one of the old. We have Club Space in Egypt too. Matter of fact.
There's a club space franchise in Egypt.
Yeah, and Club Pasha too in Egypt too. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Of course, yeah. It's been there in Egypt for the past like 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah. There used to be Club Pasha as well. But yeah, Club Space is. I love Club Space. I love the vibes there. I love the music that they play there. The music genre is one of the genres that I listen to. I like old clubs. To be honest, as I said, I'm a club person.
I want to know who is going to do the opening party because they're renovating it right now, I think. So I'm excited to see who's going to be
The opening party.
Yeah, I want to see who's doing
I'm
the
sure they
opening
will
party.
announce it soon. I'm sure.
And I want to know like what improvements they're going to make. What's the venue going to look like after they renovate it?
Okay, have you been there? I assume
I've
you've
been there.
Okay.
I've been there. It's the viewers know this. I had an experience there and it did not go well for me.
Okay.
And I went by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went from 1 in the morning to 9.
1 a.m. to 9
To
a.m.
9, yep.
Okay, and you
By
went
myself.
by yourself. Yeah, that's why you probably didn't have a good experience.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and I'm not saying, and I'd like to go back, but like Breezy and I were talking about this. She's like, you have to go back with a different group of people. Don't go by yourself,
Right.
and don't go at 1. Go at 5, and
I love Breezy. Yes, we have the right
so
timing.
you gotta go at the right time.
Yes,
You gotta go
yes.
at the right time. And then we've had a couple people on here that really liked New York.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Margie from the Anjuna Family Florida chapter was on here, and she's from New York City. and just loved the New York clubs. Luis Martinez was on here, and he got started in
Me
New
too.
York.
Me too. I love
So,
New York clubs as well. I actually was on a business trip 4 weeks ago, and it was the first time for me in New York, right? And I have a friend of mine that she lives there. She's actually from Tampa, that I know from Tampa, and she lives
okay.
there now. And it was a weekday, and I said, like, you know what? I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but definitely I would like to go on Wednesday night somewhere. And over there, it's kind of everything is underground. So she took me to that place. It's called Hearsay.
Okay.
It's on a Wednesday night, and you can't just go walk like that. You have to know people there. It's a very private underground place that the address is not online as well.
Right.
And I really love the vibe. As soon as I went down, it's like Wednesday night, people partying as if it's like Saturday. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I really, really love the vibes there.
What do you think about no phones on the dance floor anymore? What do you
Doesn't
think?
really matter to me, this kind of stuff. There's
Okay.
weird stuff coming up nowadays that I don't really focus on. For example, like I go to an event, there's DJs that they're on the lineup, right? You see
Okay.
them walking in the club with the headphones on their neck and walking around. I mean, why are you doing that, man? You know, what do you want to, you know what I mean? Like, you're walking around the club with the headphones. You want to show us that you're the DJ,
I'm gonna look out for that now.
or you want to show us that you, what do you want to do? You want to
Yeah.
try to like get the attention of girls? I just want to know the trend behind that. So there's some stuff that happens nowadays that really,
what other stuff are you noticing?
that's one of them. So right now I notice I go to a club, I'm sitting, and I know that this DJ is playing or played,
Right.
and let's say 5 DJs, 4 of them are walking in the club just socializing, and they have their headphones around their neck. They just like, hey man, I'm the DJ. We didn't have all that. I mean, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean? Be humble. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that word you just used.
Yeah, be humble. You don't have
Humble.
to like show every. I mean, we already know that you're the DJ. We know how to read English. We know the flyers. What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? That you're making bad impression on the how dance music scene when doing that. You know?
Well, I love that word you used, humble, because I think here I've had really good experiences most of the time. But I think people, sometimes people need to take a big slice of humble pie and remember their roots. I mean, you were doing this when it was just like vinyl, when there
Correct.
wasn't when it wasn't plug and play and you could just download right away. You
Correct.
like had to work for it.
Correct. But definitely. I mean, just keep it classy. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Like, keep it classy. Don't. I mean, that's what I want to understand. So one of the things, if someone can, like comment on the video and let me know why that's happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I asked someone. They said, oh, maybe they forgot the case of their headphones. I said, no, it's not. Like now, it's everybody.
I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to
You
keep
see
my.
it. You see it soon. I'm
No,
sure
I'm-
also the audience that will be listening to me, they will.
Now I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
Next time I'm
this is
out, I'm
one of
gonna
the
have.
things that really surprise me or kind of annoys me, to be honest with
Is
you.
it with the younger generation? You
yeah,
see this?
Yeah, definitely. Younger generation. That's not gonna happen from an old school DJ or an artist at all. You know what I mean? I will be embarrassed even to do it.
I'm gonna have
To
to
walk around with my headphones.
We're gonna catch you. We're gonna catch you and see who it is.
Yeah, I'm calling them out now so they stop doing that. You know.
So what's coming up for you? We've got you've got a show. You said the 9th.
Correct. 9th Saigon, 15th. What's it called? 15th. One of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of July, I'm working with one of my best friends, and he's my partner in play music. His name is Sabri. So
Okay.
we're under the name of the Pharaohs. We're working on a event in Europe, a tour in Europe. So I'm probably gonna do Serbia, Novi Sad, Belgrade, and then Kazakhstan, and then Belarus. So we're working on
So you guys are actually gonna go.
yeah, he is going for a tour, and then the next tour that we can have is gonna be me and him under the Pharaohs. It's not gonna be him individually,
Okay.
So we're working on that for a Europe tour in July, August, something like that.
Okay. Now, what's that story you posted on Instagram? You're working on something. I don't know what's going on with that AC, but it's making a lot of noise. Sorry if those of you can hear
look at
that.
this.
But you posted something like, "What should I name this?" And
Correct.
red flags got.
Correct. So
what are you working
Red
on?
Flags got with the winners. Red Flags. So normally I like if you go on my SoundCloud, I have about 64 sets
Okay.
that I've been for the past 10 years that I uploaded, and all my sets I call them different names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just like, this time, every time I want to choose a name, really takes a lot of my time. So this time I thought to ask my friends.
I thought you were relating this to like a bad experience. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's like dating the lady with red flags.
No. I was just like, I'm recording my new
Okay.
set now, so I just want the people to help me what to name the new album.
And
That's
how
all.
long does it take you to curate a set, and how much time do you put into these?
Oh, it takes a lot of time for me from my end. I mean, I do it randomly, so I don't have a specific. I can upload a set after a month. Can upload it after 6 months. It depends on the time that I have from work, but it does take time. I don't do it in one day. You know
That's
what
what I'm getting a hard lesson in is time and patience.
Yes.
I'm not a patient person.
It will come.
and-
It will. Trust me. You will have to be patient whether you like it or
Yeah.
not. One day, trust me.
And I'm finding that in music. I mean, I just
But you don't DJ. You sing only, right?
I'm a
You-
vocalist.
Vocals.
Yeah.
But you don't DJ. You only
No,
sing. Okay,
no,
gotcha.
like
Okay.
I could not turntables. I couldn't. It's I like to
To
be
sing.
behind the
Okay, so
glass,
you're
yeah.
a vocalist. Okay.
And just under a year, we were able to do our first track with Yachty.
Oh wow.
Out of
Okay,
Orlando.
so guys, make sure to listen to that one.
And I was like, after we recorded it here and we sent the vocals to him, I'm like,
Right, right.
oh, we're gonna get this back. And then I learned, like I have to let the producer, because he's also a producer, he's got to do his own thing. And then, I waited. I was like, hey, can I have a sneak peek?
Right,
and he
right.
finally was like, Summer, you have to calm down, because you're not.
Chill a little
You're
bit.
not gonna get a good product, and if you keep rushing me, this
Right.
isn't gonna be good. So we got the first draft done. So he gave me like a snippet, and I was
snippet,
able
okay.
to post something on Instagram. But this song may not be finalized till the fall, which is okay, because
It's okay.
I have to learn to trust the process.
You have to trust the process and be patient. I know that the eager that you want the things to, yeah, like for example me. Oh, I want the album to be done. Come on, I
Yeah.
want the flyer to be done now. But yeah, by the time you're gonna learn that you will need to be patient, because this is how it works.
Yeah.
Things give things time.
And when you rush things, even like at work, in your relationships, when you start rushing and you start manipulating the process, it never works out
Agree
the way
with
you
you.
want.
I agree with
You'll
you
get what you
100%.
want, but it's not going to come in a good energy.
I agree with you 100%.
So that's another life lesson. That's another hot tip. Another hot tip. But yeah, I recently got a big lesson in patience for my work life, and I had to wait for something to come through, and I couldn't like self-implode like us women do.
Right.
Like women are crazy. There's different levels of crazy, and
Definitely.
I could feel myself getting impatient with this one thing, and I was so grateful that the person I had back me was like, this is gonna happen, but you've got to step back and you have to let this happen. And
You gotta give it time.
it took 3 months for something to come
Right.
through, and it came through. So
Awesome. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. So
Yeah.
it worked out.
it worked out.
Okay, great.
You
great,
know,
Great. That's
so,
awesome.
like,
I'm glad. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I
Of course.
left it alone and just let.
Just leave it alone.
just
Keep
let
it-
the universe-
Keep it down low. Don't talk about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So just keep it silent until it happens, and then you can tell everyone.
So before we wrap this up, because you do so many things, you fly, you travel, you do music, you have a really, huge career. What do you do to stay motivated? Like, do you get up and work out every day? Do you meditate? Do you journal? What do you do?
I actually everything I do is something that I love. Like I love flying, I love music, so I don't need to do something to keep pushing me to do that.
Okay.
I'm already doing it by default. That's my life.
Okay.
So that's something that I do without really. I mean, I do work out every now. I like playing tennis. You know what I mean. I go to the gym sometime, but that's not something that I do. So it makes me not be anxious. For example, no, I don't have that part. I do every part of those seamlessly with happiness. I have no problem at all. No stress from my end. You know what I
Okay.
mean. But at the same time, yes, I do like working out. Like water sports a lot. I like to water ski, surf, windsurf, wakeboard.
Okay, so surf. Now I'm going to quiz you because I'm from Southern California.
Okay, I love surfing a lot. Yes, I used to
Longboard or shortboard?
surf. Here we go. Both.
Okay.
Depends on the wave, of course. I do both. It
Okay.
depends on the wakes and the weather, but I do both. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm from-
Surfing is one of my favorites. Jet skiing, I used to do in Egypt, like freestyling professionally on the jet ski. Yeah, surfing professionally as well, and windsurf at the time.
Oh, wow.
There was no kite surf at the time. It was only windsurf. So I love water sports a lot.
Okay. So What is one or two attributes that has made you a successful person? Is it discipline? I mean, what
Great.
do you think?
So actually, yes, discipline, of course. I was like my mother did a great job in raising me up and my family, my dad's family as well. So I was really raised up between a very successful family and a very fun family at the same time.
Mhm.
So I really learned everything from them. Especially that one of that had a very huge effect on my life. My uncle, he just passed away 2 weeks
I'm
ago.
sorry to
May
hear
his
that.
soul rest in peace. So he really had a big effect on my life. I used to see him how successful he is. I used to see how he make parties, very classy parties. How they serve food in the parties. How they talk to people. So I learned in his house a lot of stuff that really helped me in my life right now. So may his soul rest in
So
peace.
your family.
My family for sure, 100%,
That's great.
100%, yes.
I always like when I hear that families are
Yeah, my dad is a hard worker, so I learned from him also how to work hard. My mother also is. I learned from her how to like to deal with ladies and how to speak. Of course, you know what I mean. Like, so it's definitely with my family have a big effect on
Yeah.
on where I am now.
That's great.
Thank you.
Well, I'm really glad that you took the time out of your day
Thank you
to
so
come
much
talk
for
to
having
me.
me.
And
I really had a great time.
I had a good time too
The
learning
time,
about
yeah,
you.
the time passed so fast.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you
Well,
so much,
yeah,
Summer.
thank you again. And folks, make
Thank
sure
you,
you
guys.
catch Sherif here in the Tampa Bay area, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.